Good evening, savages. Hope you're having a great night. Tonight we're talking about AI and the paranormal. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to talk about it tonight. We're talking about the AI being introduced into the paranormal world and whether or not it's a good idea to have AI filter out EVPs, enhance pictures. In recent times, if you look up AI enhanced images, you can get something out of nothing. You can take a picture of a wall and say, enhance this and show me the person in the picture, and it'll make a concrete man right in front of you. And with the EVPs, it can cut out noise. It can add in something that it hears. It doesn't have the real human filter yet.
Yet being the operative word.
Yeah. If you look at it from another standpoint as well, the fact that it isn't a human doing it and you can't fully filter out human things, and you can tell it filter out the noise but keep the voices, then it has to determine what's a voice, what isn't.
Right. And is AI intelligent enough yet to properly determine whether or not it's a voice?
That, and the fact that AI is trained off of other inputs. Say you're using a spirit box and you're using a recording, it could pick up the radio station and just automatically fill in the rest of the song that was playing. So that leads into it in the picture side of it.
Obviously.
If you, again, take a picture of anything and say, highlight the person in this image or highlight the ghost in this image, it will make a ghost. It very likely chance that it won't say, oh, there's nothing here. And that leads also to the validity of it, because is it a human? Is it a ghost? Is it whatever?
Exactly. It's essentially tampering with the evidence that you find, right. And it's the toss-up whether or not it's going to help or hurt.
Right. And a human doing it, you could argue, could be worse or could be better.
Right.
But if you look at it from the standpoint of a human doing it, saying, I don't want AI doing it, it could, again, be the filter of, I would rather do this and I have a lower chance of tampering with it. But then it also comes into you hear something once, you'll never hear it the same again, which AI won't have. Because if I listen to an EVP and someone says, oh, it says barbecue chicken, 3 other people listen to it and you say that, they're going to hear that.
Right.
If you play it to AI, it might pick up something completely different.
Yep. This is true. It's just like with any other use of AI, it's 50-50 whether it hurts or helps, because it is so intelligent that it can sway what we see, what we hear, that kind of stuff.
And the source of what you use, there's some AI that are worse than others, some that don't take audio or video as well as others. Then there also comes into the use of generative AI and faking EVPs and faking photos. That comes in with the new wave of deepfakes and the AI or obviously the AI, but the new cloning that you see on the internet. What is the validity of whatever comes out of AI? With the whole Jim Carrey thing, people are saying that wasn't Jim Carrey.
Yep.
People are saying that is. Was it deepfake? Was it AI? Was it just someone dressing up? Or was it him? You can't tell with AI and the way it's becoming so normalized now.
Right. And the way that video spread around so fast, it took off like faster than anyone could control. So
right. And with everyone wanting their 5 seconds of fame, I could right now say, generate me a video of me using a spirit box and it's saying, hi, Teagan.
Yep.
Post it online, I get 300,000 views. Everyone thinks it's real. Mm-hmm. Now, if I did it the same way with no AI and posted it, it could be swayed either way, because then no one knows now what to believe and what not to believe.
Exactly.
It's getting scary, especially with the paranormal side, because now we have the big scandal of the Bigfoot sightings.
Yep.
What can you tell is and what can you tell isn't fake?
Exactly.
Because there's some people on one hand that say, this is real, I experienced it. And there's other that say, I just made this 5 minutes ago in 10 seconds with my phone.
And that's the thing. It's so easy to create those images and those videos, and even the audios, if you have the right AI system, like you were saying, it can spread faster than you can blink half the time. And it's so easy to make them. What's stopping people from just pumping out mass amounts of fake evidence?
Right. And that goes also with AI music that's coming out, and the fact that it's going viral, like crazy viral, and people are making thousands of dollars off of AI generated music, and no one knows real or fake.
Yep.
And if it can make a full song that hits the charts, then how can you tell for sure that an AI EVP is real or fake?
Exactly.
And going in with that whole cloning thing, that also goes into the fact of, can you trust an AI that doesn't have human experience to decode an EVP? Because if you think about it, we as a group struggle with it, period. We each hear different things, and then it's, well, what's real? And I could run it through an AI system, and it's the same thing. It'll hear different things every time.
Right.
And even if it does hear the same thing every time, could it just be through the searches that other people have and similar things that have been inputted?
Exactly. Well, and the problem too with that is that everybody has different inflections, and when we hear things through EVP, it's different than how we hear them through a spirit box.
Right.
So there's so much differential there between one piece of evidence to another that you can't really rely on AI to one and done it all and just give you an answer. You have to use your own judgment too. So
realistically, from the paranormal side of it and being in the group and doing the EVPs, that either way, I feel like it should not be normalized in paranormal EVP research and stuff.
Yep.
Because, in my opinion at least, it takes away from the joy of it.
Yep.
Just going out, say you just went on you went out to some crazy place that you've been dying to go, and then you just go home and pump it into a computer, and then that's it.
That
just
takes half the job away.
Right. That takes away half of the joy. And then the other spectrum is if you have tons and tons and tons of stuff that you don't want to have to sit through hours and hours and hours of stuff.
Right.
Then it makes it 30 times easier.
Exactly. But then, are you getting anything out of that if it's not hearing things that are there because it doesn't recognize the tone of voice or something? And is it worth it to have more convenience if you're not really sure you're getting accurate evidence?
Right. And then there's also the case of, what do you qualify as AI? Because there are now spirit boxes out that you can shuffle through the stations and it'll cycle out the active radio stations. Would you count that as a AI that interferes with the investigation? Or would you count that as something that would help, even if you're on the standpoint that it doesn't help? And I mean, if you think about the complete opposite side of my point, if you look at the x-rays that the AI are overviewing and looking at, they're analyzing them far better than top doctors are. My only concern with that as well is the x-rays are a real thing that humans and AI can both agree is real. An x-ray is a real image of a person. And for centuries, ghosts and spirits and demons have been story time tales that you tell to scare spooky, scary nighttime stories and movies and
just stuff to get a good scare.
Yeah. If an AI isn't fully sure that it's real because of human ideology and human experience that we've fed it, will it identify real things, or will it just pull stuff out of thin air, like I had mentioned earlier?
Right. Or, like we were saying too, can it be trained? Can it be trained to recognize, the static-y kind of audios that we get over the spirit boxes? Can it be trained to recognize tones of voice in an EVP? It comes down to a lot of it, the intelligence of the AI, whether or not it's something that can learn as it goes, because some of them can, and then some of them don't learn from you as they get information from you. So
that's something I was thinking too, the fact that we have to train it to get to the point of being good enough to be a valid source of editing. And that could be a huge issue, which we have already witnessed with AI in general, that the wrong person training it the wrong things could lead it to more of a downfall than a useful tool. Because if you have Hey Joe training it to pick out voices in my voice recorder, and then we as a serious paranormal group that take this serious and do this almost for a living, feed it in, and it's just giving us crap back because 30 different people said, pick this out of my recording, then that leads to the issue as well.
Right. And that too, you know, that's a lot of it to the masses, you know, people who are producing different pieces of evidence on mass are going to create more issues with it. Just like with anything, you have the good people and the bad people. And if there's more bad people doing the thing than good people, then we're all kind of screwed over there.
Yeah, like a monkey see, monkey do type of thing.
Yeah. And it's like the people who are trying to do it right and trying to use it like appropriately and to get good, solid evidence to, like you said, prove that this is real because we, you know, dedicate so much time and energy and money to it. Yeah. You know, we want to prove that it's real and we want to do it the right way. If there's people out there doing it the wrong way, it discredits us and it makes everything a lot harder. So,
and you mentioned the masses and discrediting. I also had a thing with I'm not fully informed on this, but the project Bluebeam and shooting images into the sky. And because something I saw was if you were to shoot a AI image of Jesus into the sky for the masses to see, people are going to believe it, especially the older generations that aren't fully adapted to the new AI lifestyles.
And it's the same people that answer scam calls and like that kind of stuff.
Send billions of dollars to princes in the Middle East.
Exactly. Because they don't know any better than to decline the call and ignore it. They think they really do owe someone money.
And that also adds into, could AI get its own mental capacity to think and just start spewing stuff out? And if and when it does get to that point, it could mess up the entire paranormal community as a whole. Because if something like that were to happen, we're all screwed with anything paranormal.
No one's ever going to believe anything that we ever find ever again.
Or the opposite, they see something projected out like that and they just instantly believe us with no proof, which is an issue as well because our entire job is prove that it's real.
That's why we go investigate places. It's to gather proof.
And then another thing with the investigating is they have AI cameras and they have AI microphones to pick up things on their own.
Yeah, which is a little sketchy. Just a little.
And the AI microphones, we've learned very quickly that if you shuffle wrong or cough or sneeze, we all think that it's groundbreaking evidence.
Exactly.
And so if someone steps wrong or coughs and goes, oops, that's me, and we forget it, and then we're going through it 30 minutes later because an AI picked up a voice saying, oop, that's me, we're going to send that out as an EVP. And look what we just found. This is groundbreaking evidence. You'll never find anything like it. And we just have nothing.
Exactly.
And that too, the fact that what can you count as quality evidence pumped out by AI?
Is any of it viable? Is any of it like real? Or is it all produced by the AI? It's hard to tell unless you are looking at them side by side. You've got like the unproduced version with the AI produced version.
That, and when you find an EVP, there's also, when you're doing it manually on your own, there's a sense of completion almost when you find a good EVP that you search through hours of tape for and you've got it and you're ready to send it out because this is the one and you send it. AI knocks that out completely. Because you can find the same EVP the snap of a button and that knocks out all of the joy of doing what we do.
Like I said, half the job is sitting down with everything you collected afterwards and going, okay, do I hear anything? Did I see anything? What does this mean? Is this actually something that happened? Is it an anomaly? Is it just a glitch of the camera? That kind of thing. So
now here's a real big question I have, and I want to hear your opinion on this one.
Oh boy.
What about for the paranormal TV shows? Should they use AI to enhance their hour-long takes they have, or should they manually do it on their own?
Well, that's the problem, because not only are they producing for the masses, they're also making a lot of money. So it comes down to, should we trust these people who are making a lot of money to appropriately gather concrete, real, unproduced evidence?
Right.
Or is it just something they're doing so they can get some money from it? Because those kinds of shows, they go over really well most of the time. Oh, yeah. Even when people think they're fake, they still watch it to yell at them.
Just the entertainment.
Yeah. So it's, again, it's like, does it hurt? Does it help? It's 50-50, because there are a lot of uses for it. Helps a lot with, like you said, you're 12, 15 hours into listening to evidence. You're like, oh my God, please give me something. Yeah. But at the same time, half of the job is doing that and listening to those recordings and watching those videos. It's hard to say. It's like stuck in the middle limbo, on it. Yeah, exactly.
Because with the TV shows and movies and all that stuff specifically, you are going to have multiple. So they take, obviously, hours of film. Right. And they have to condense it down to the 30, 45 minutes. AI could be a gigantic help for that.
It could be.
But here's also a callback to earlier. If we're all training it wrong, and if people are doing it completely wrong, uneducated with the paranormal, then that knocks off not only for what we do, but the TV shows. And then at that point, there's no one to correct it. And then it will permanently be an issue.
Exactly, because Joe Schmo can train that AI to do the thing. Right. Anyone can do that. It's not like, subjugated to one group of people. It's not just investigators. Right. It's not just the good investigators who gather the right evidence, appropriately that's real. But it's anybody can use it. So anybody can train it. And that's, again, where a lot of the issues fall with it. Because, it's great. It's convenient. It helps a lot. Helps get through the piles of evidence. But at the same time, like, at what cost? Like, what are you losing?
And at what point does the conveniency become worth it?
Exactly.
That's a huge thing that I see in that. Because, again, like I've said probably 6 times now, the entire joy of doing this is not just going out and doing it. It's collecting your evidence and not only just distributing it, but being able to say, I found this. Right. We did this. I found this. Yep. Like, that's the joy of it. And there are a bunch of positives, but with that comes the negatives, and you have to outweigh which is better.
Yeah. And that, our opinion is probably going to be completely different from another set of people who investigate. Right. So it's hard because it's out there for everyone to use, but at the same time, it's kind of user discretion, whether or not. And like, some things it might be better for, like, I don't know if it's better for video or for audio, but using one or the other might be a better idea rather than just throwing all the evidence at it and expecting it to come up with something concrete.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, the more traditional groups like us, we couldn't fathom using AI. But newer groups, or even older groups that are just more in touch with this, they're probably using it, like, faithfully. Right. And then that lies the problem of, we both do it different ways. If we come back with different things on a same investigation, who's right? Who's wrong?
That's a problem too, because you've got, technically it should be the same evidence, especially if you're hearing it from, like, the same moment in time or whatever. But because EVPs pick up different things, and, like, as small as a different spot in the same area, that's also tricky, because then it becomes an issue of, well, that's you used AI and I didn't, so mine must be right, or vice versa. So that's when it becomes really tricky. Yeah, unfortunately.
And with the traditional style we were talking about, we can go into how AI affects the research behind paranormal, the looking into the land you're on, and looking into the house, the history of the house, what's happened in the house, deaths in the house. Right. And because I can do the research, and this has happened before on paranormal and non-paranormal related topics, you can go and do your own research on any website, any verified popular website, and then go to AI after, and it gives you a completely different answer. And then in paranormal, the paranormal aspect of that, that is a drastic part of the entire investigation.
Exactly.
Because say we're on Native American land, there are certain things you should and shouldn't do on that land.
Right.
And if I look it up and ask AI, is this paranormal land or not paranormal land? Is this Native American territory? And it says, no, you're good. And then we do this and that, and it ruins any energy that was there. We get negative energy the rest of the night. We're screwed.
Right.
Or we make something angry that we shouldn't have. And that's a scary thing to think about, that you could be getting fed unintentional misinformation.
Exactly. And then that brings up the question of like, do we do our own research and just filter it out with AI? Like there's AIs like Google Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
That one's really easy to feed your research into and have it kind of spit out like a good sized summary for you that says, here, this is all the topics you discussed, but these are condensed so that it makes more sense.
And that's a good idea too, the filtering out, because then you could still do it our traditional way and a lot of ways other groups do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then take what you found, say, this is what I found. Can you sift through it? Say, is this legit? Is this not?
Right.
And then you get a simple answer. And then you can filter what you already have through multiple AI engines and get hopefully similar answers. And then if not, you have your own evidence that you can say, okay, if there's not a consistent answer, we have what we did, we can send that out.
Right. Well, and that's a big part of it too, is you have that filter in place. So if you do have, like we were saying, 17, 18 hours of audio and video and whatever to go through, and we need all the research to be put through too, you've got all of this that you have to put into one cohesive, like essentially story that makes sense. You're going to want help, and the AI can kind of spit back out what you've already said. So it's not getting changed too much.
Right.
And the information is still accurate because you found it yourself, but it nicens it up a little bit,
And just to involve you guys watching, think about it this way. Say that this podcast that you're watching right now was AI generated. Would that make you feel any differently than if we had just edited it through AI rather than just creating it ourselves, saying, make two people talk about AI? And then boom, this is a 30-minute video out that was made in 5 seconds. Because me personally, you could have a different view on it, and you could have a different view on it, but I would much rather watch and witness something that was done by a person, because then you can, again, like I said with the research, manage the misinformation issue a little better. Because it's different saying, okay, an AI spit out something wrong, than saying, okay, hey guys, you said something incorrect, and then we can correct it in the future.
Right.
Because if an AI does spit out some sort of misinformation, you can say it's wrong, but that's not going to train it to do better in the future necessarily, especially on a single person basis. All right, savages, we've rambled for a long while, and we made sure to get you guys involved. I think that's it for tonight. Goodbye, guys.